ADDICTS. Like, hey, Scoob, did you hear Nikki Blake is hosting a Scooby-Doo panel? No. Yeah. Like on today's Scooby-Doo episode, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy meet Nikki Blake. Yeah, in a Scooby Panel. Like, we need to get this puppy started. Okay, Nikki Blake, take it away, Scooby-Doo.
Welcome to the Scooby Panel. I'm your host, Nikki Blake from ScoobyAddicts.com, and today we are doing another table topics. Before we begin, I'll have everyone introduce themselves, and Alexa, will start with you.
Hello, I am Alexa LAWLOR, the host of the Unmasked History of Scooby-Doo podcast.
Wendy.
Hi guys, I'm Wendy BRYDGE. I'm a commissioned artist. I've been collecting Scooby for over 30 years.
DANII.
Hi, I'm DANII MEGER. I'm a Scooby-Doo collector and a voice actor.
And DEVIN.
Hi, I'm Devin Smith. I'm a miniature artist and a lifelong Scooby-Doo fan.
So this is our third round of table topics, and we have some pretty interesting questions for this round. It's going to be fun. Alexa and I came up with all the questions, so we're going to alternate asking them, and she's going to start. The order that we're going to go in is Alexa, me, Wendy, DANII, DEVIN. And we're going to start with the warm-up round. Warm-up rounds, we're going to ask the question. You need to say basically just the first thing that comes to your mind. So warm-up round is just quick, like a lightning round. So, all right, Alexa.
All right. So to start off, who is your favorite member of Scooby-Doo's family? And since I'm starting answering, mine is Scooby-Dum.
I said Scooby-Dum also.
Oh, Scooby-Dee.
Dan.
Scrappy.
I'll round it out with a Scooby-Dum also.
Wendy, I was sure you would say Scrappy.
I don't know, like maybe, but no, D. I don't know. I want to be Scooby-Dee. Like, let's just not even beat around the bush. I would be a dog if I could be Scooby-Dee. I feel like it's fine.
In your opinion, what is the right number of Scooby snacks to give Scooby to calm his fear?
I'm going to say 4.
3.
3 as well.
The whole box.
See, I was also going to say 3.
Oh, you stingy people.
Well, we know who's, like, Danny's going to be Scooby's favorite, so thanks, Danny. Thanks for that.
Red shirt Shaggy or green shirt Shaggy? Red?
Green.
Green.
I think it's got to be green.
Obviously green.
That's hard, though. That's for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Do you like Scooby fruit snacks or Scooby grams better?
If we're talking fruit snacks before they changed them, fruit snacks.
Scooby grams.
I think I go with the fruit snacks.
I'm also going to do the fruit snacks. Nostalgia.
I'm going to be copying somebody by the time it gets to me every single question, so also fruit snacks.
There's always one person out, like that's the odd man out in each one. It's crazy.
What is the closest Scooby item you have to you right now? We can go with this, but if that doesn't count, we'll go with this guy.
My shirt, definitely the closest Scooby thing to me right now.
And I have this little, it's an ice maker mug, but it's missing its top.
If my shirt doesn't count, I'm touching this pillow.
See, I guess I'm technically also wearing a really weird Scooby-Doo shirt, just to show everybody. But also I have this ad for when Scooby-Doo originally aired in 1969 from an old Superman comic, so I guess that's the closest.
What is your favorite gang catchphrase?
Zoinks.
Ruh-roh.
Jinkies.
Abby zoinks.
Okay, I almost said hold the phone.
No, Devin, get out of here. Get out of here right now.
I'm gonna stick with it. That was my initial thought. Runner up is Jinkies. I'm gonna go hold the phone.
All right, that was the whole point of the warm-up, and we are done with the warm-up questions. So now on to the actual questions.
So if you had to replace a member of the gang with your least favorite character across the franchise, who's being replaced and who are they being replaced with? I don't know who my least favorite character is. The first thing that comes to mind is Del Chillman, although he's fine. He's not my least favorite character, but I'm gonna go with him. And he's gonna replace Fred.
Whoa, what just took
Wow, what just happened here, Alexa? I'm like, I don't know what to say to that.
So I'm replacing Fred with Scrappy. And the reason for that is because they made Fred weak. And I feel like it's okay to make Scrappy weak. That doesn't matter. They shouldn't do it to Fred, but to Scrappy, it's okay. I feel that Daphne, Scooby, and Shaggy could kind of keep Scrappy in line. And I think Velma would find, like, she'd be able to figure out what kind of psychological issue he has. And that could be the explanation why he is the way he is. And she could tolerate that. But I think Fred couldn't tolerate Scrappy. I think Fred would probably want to like punch him or kick him or something. So we're just going to take Fred out of that situation and we're going to put Scrappy in.
Okay, well, I'm rethinking every friendship that I have at the moment. Okay, that's like, wow. Anyway, moving on. I'm replacing Velma with Flim Flam. I'm sorry, Velma. I think Daphne proved that we don't actually need Velma. Like, I want Velma, but we don't actually need her. And Flim Flam is easily my least favorite character. So that's my swap.
This is all, you're getting me to think negative. I'll go with Fred's dad from Mystery Incorporated. And can I replace everybody and just have him there on his own so that nobody has to deal with him? Does that count? I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna do that actually. Yeah, we can all ignore them together. Yeah.
Okay, so my first thought of the person to get rid of was Scooby. I'm sorry, I don't know why.
Whoa!
I feel like I have to keep the human members of the gang for some reason. And the first person I thought of that I didn't like was Velma from the Velma TV series. So there's just gonna be two Velmas.
Oh, gosh.
Which would be an interesting combo. Double Velma.
Yeah.
Maybe it would even it out. Maybe it'd be really good, actually.
Well, then it's actually accurate to Velma too, because there was no Scooby there. So
Exactly. So it worked. Full circle. It worked
Yeah.
perfect.
Can't believe you'd get rid of Scooby. Like, he is the show.
Not in Velma.
All right, we're sticking with the negative theme here a little bit. If you had to kick out a member of the gang, who would it be and why?
I'm gonna go with Velma for the recent iteration of her and her like extreme skepticism of like the paranormal supernatural entities. Yeah. Full stop.
I'm gonna say Daphne because I like to see Wendy make that face. Because I just feel like she is the one member of the gang that could like not be there and they could still solve the mystery and function as a team. I mean, how many times have they had to look for her because she got kidnapped? So yeah, I'm gonna say Daphne.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm getting rid of Shaggy because, like, would it kill him to dress up a little bit? Like, I'm sorry, but like, I'm that person. I mean, I like I clean my house in my good clothes because someone could come to the door, and I feel like Shaggy is the only one that like kind of looks like a slob. And I just feel like he needs to clean up just like a little bit. So I'm gonna get rid of Shaggy because he's kind of a like he just doesn't suit the rest of the gang or like fashionable fashion. Okay. So I'm sorry, Shaggy. I'm sorry. He'll survive. He'll be okay.
I'll keep it different and I'll go with Fred. And it's for the newer Fred where they just made him really, really dumb and not Fred. Like when he's like dumber than a post, I'm like, Fred, please have a thought at some point. And it just, I don't know. It doesn't feel like him anymore. So I'm good without that version of Fred.
Well, man, see, you guys listed all the gang, and I don't want to kick Scooby out again. So, and although I do wear a tuxedo while I'm cleaning the toilet, I do dress up. That's not the reason why I'm kicking Shaggy out of the gang. I was going to try to spin it in a different light and make it positive and say, I want to take Shaggy out of the gang and just take away the comic relief and see how the gang does with just Scooby and see what their dynamic is that way. In a just an experimental way, not because I don't like him, just an experiment.
I like that.
Yeah.
We're choosing good questions to like start a fight between us,
Yeah.
which I think is really interesting.
Yeah.
That is not the intention of Table Topics, I promise.
Table fight.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question is, if you had to create the very last Scooby-Doo movie ever made, what would the plot be? I'm not gonna go very in depth with this answer. I think that the plot would just be time travel.
I would do like a kind of a where are they now, but the whole purpose is that the mystery that they have to solve is based on things that they've already done, cases they've already solved, and they have to get clues from going back to those cases where they're also learning what happened to the villains, what happened to the people that they helped. I think that would be interesting.
Time travel.
Yeah, it is kind of a time travel thing.
I think I would like to see them solving a mystery where the mystery is a regular mystery, just like every other Scooby-Doo, where it's a bad guy in a mask, essentially, but an actual ghost helps them solve it. And so the end of the mystery is that the monsters are still humans, but there are also ghosts. So a little nod, hat tip to the supernatural being reality. And now the Scooby Gang knows it, but not transitioning to, oh, now all the monsters are real. Just a nod that, yeah, that's a real thing, and the ghost helped us solve it.
I would also want one where I wouldn't want any conflict between the gang. I would want that like really solid friendship that I feel like they're really actually known for. And then I'd want them to successfully solve a mystery, and there will be some kind of actual paranormal thing, like kind of similar to like Loch Ness Monster, where it's just like, what happened at the end? Ooh, you know, something just like that. So nothing's set in stone, but we still know like something's going on, but the gang's okay and happy and good and happy and good.
My idea just got really sad. I was like, I want it to be all of the live action cast. And I want them to be like old like they are now. And it's just them like sitting around in a room and they're like reminiscing on like memories from like all the past series. And it's like, you're getting like kind of like a clip show episode of a TV show where you're like seeing the like old episodes, but like maybe it's like recreated in live action or something, you know what I mean, to fit with it. and like it turns out that they're like at the vet and Scooby's dying.
Oh my God. What is
What?
your theme for this? Like, let's get rid of Scooby? What is happening?
No, I
Devin!
listen, I love Scooby, but for finale, that would be the only reason that would make sense for them. They're old, Scooby's like passing away, and they're like reminiscing on their fun memories together because he's like dying.
So,
that's
I mean, the vibe that I
That's
got
sweet.
when you first started was like the reunion that they did, but only the right way.
No,
not
this would
back.
be a happy
Right.
and sad. and that'd be it.
But then it just turned like totally dark and
It didn't start as that in my mind while you guys were all talking. That's so I was like, well, what about that? I think it would be great and sad.
We can't kill
I love Scooby. Okay, I love Scooby.
can't.
I'm sorry, I don't hate Scooby.
Okay, Devin. We know all
I
we
do-
need to know now. Thank
do.
you.
I do.
Thank you.
I do.
If you could make a Scooby episode or movie in the style of another show, what show would it be?
I would like to see a Scooby movie in the style of What We Do in the Shadows, like the kind of mockumentary style. I think would be really fun with the Scooby gang.
I would do a series and it would be like Without a Trace style. I don't know if you know that show, like people go missing and they find them or don't find them, or they find them dead or whatever. But I think it would be cool to have like the gang have a board that they put everything on, all the clues, so that they can tie everything together. And, you know, they do flashback scenes of conversations that the person that they're looking for had. And I would also love to see them all sitting at a table, like doing a briefing of the case. They did it somewhat in Without a Trace, but they do it a lot in Criminal Minds. And I just think to see the gang doing that would be really cool.
Cool. So I'm thinking Scooby the Vampire Slayer. And to me, it just makes sense because the gang are all teenagers. They could be working out of the high school, and 100% Uncle Shagworthy as Giles the librarian. And might as well, I mean, we just might as well do this. We might as well make Sunnydale High like the castle that Uncle Shagworthy has. I mean, I don't know. You could have like a school and a castle, right? I just feel like we need like an epic library. Like the Sunnydale library was okay. Uncle Shagworthy's library though was like, yes. So yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Scooby-Doo, bring them all in, solve mysteries like out of the school and out of the library. I think that would be cool.
I'm gonna go with a mini series and make it like over the garden wall. Especially the art style, I feel like would be like really, really cool. They're just following a kind of spooky story, but like real spooks.
I would say like the first thing that came to my mind was like like a Ghost Adventures type show where it's like all in the like night vision, and they're just like running around, and instead of ghosts it's just like monsters or whatever, but they never like really catch anything. They just like hear a noise and they're like, what was that? Did you hear that? Oh my god. And it's just like absolutely ridiculous and stupid. That'd be great.
I like that.
Okay. What episode or movie, if you have one, made you think, why did they make this? And why did you feel that way? And my answer would be the Kiss movie. And for why, I'm just going to say, did you watch that movie?
I totally agree that the Kiss movie is like a but I was thinking Arabian Nights because it has nothing to do with Scooby. I mean, they are there, but not there. I don't know. It was weird.
Well, I was gonna say I'm gonna give my controversial answer because I have two, but to be honest, both of them would be controversial, and then we'll probably take hate for both of them. So, alien invaders. I'm just gonna say it. Crystal and Amber. Like, why? Why was that a thing? Why did we need to? Why did we need to? Like try and break up the gang with some kind of BS weirdo romance? Because, like, okay, just for 1 second, to everyone who's like, nah, 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 whatever in your mind, okay? Did you see what the dog turned into at the end? What it looked like? Do you really think that it was okay for that thing to like masquerade as like this, oh, I'm just a golden retriever? Yeah, that should have been our first clue. If you never seen Goosebumps, okay, that show taught us everything we need to know about golden retrievers. No. So, I mean, they kind of like, she already gave herself away just by being a golden retriever, for one thing. But yeah, that weird alien thing that came out of that dog suit. No. Why? It's weird. It's weird, guys. It's just weird.
I need to know what your second answer is.
Scooby-Doo Goes Hollywood. Don't like that movie. I like pieces of that movie, like The Groove, coolest thing ever. We need that to be a series, Scooby and the Groove, okay? But the rest of it, it's weird. Didn't like it. And like Scooby would never. Just would never. Mm-mm.
I also have two, but I don't feel like they'd be quite so controversial. I'll like Frank and Creepy. I think like the stuff they like go with to the gang's worst fears are like problematic, and why Vilma in that outfit, and Daphne's worst fear being a like mid-sized woman, and like just there's so much of it. I'm like, this is gross and wrong and bad for the characters. And so I do not like that movie at all. And the other is like Monster of Mexico, because like culturally didn't like do so hot on that one, and there were some weird choices that I feel like could have been easily fixed to make that not as cringy and inaccurate. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved Monster Mexico as a kid. Like, I had it on VHS, I watched it all the time, and I watched it like last year, like for the first time in years, and I was like, wow, this like it, besides all of the like culturally stuff, you know, it was just not, it wasn't very good of a movie in general. It was just not good. I didn't like it at all. But that's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say not that controversial really, Return to Zombie Island. I just feel like it didn't need to be made. They didn't need to do a sequel. Just kind of unnecessary, and also like wasn't good.
Yeah, I agree with that too. How would you redesign Scooby's collar and dog tag?
The first thing that came to my mind was keep the like teal kind of color, but put 2 stripes of like darker purple around it. And then I think with that, you would have to maybe also change the yellow to purple. I think. Would that work? I think that's what I'm going to go with.
I would keep it exactly the way it is, but I would engrave Ruh-Roh on the back of the dog tag.
Okay. So I have kind of like a 2-part answer, because technically my answer would be I am personally not a fan of collars on dogs all the time. If you're going out someplace, put the collar on. If you need to tie the dog up, put the collar on. Other than that, all of my dogs have been like collar free, but I also live in the middle of nowhere, so that's probably just my preference. So first, I would say like maybe just do away with the collar altogether. Or I think it would be cool to give his collar like the Mystery Machine treatment and make the tag shaped like a flower instead of a diamond, and then do some like green and orange along with the blue on the collar. I think I would give it maybe like an actual floral pattern to match the Mystery Machine.
I'm liking purple, like that the dark purple, like make it look like the old Scooby-Doo title, the purple and the orange, but pretty much the same, just swap out those colors. But I did also think like a little daisy for the tag would be pretty cute.
Man, I really like Wendy's idea. I feel like that actually would be like a great redesign. Maybe for like a movie or something he like puts on for a minute. I feel like that'd be really good. But I can't say that because you said it. So I'm just gonna say black with big metal spikes.
Ooh.
Very punk
Goth
rock.
Scooby.
Yeah, very goth. Yeah. Also, maybe around the ankles too. He would wear them.
Oh, that'd be fun. We
Yeah.
could get along.
Yeah.
Can we give him a mohawk too? Because I feel like
Absolutely. We can for sure put
Might
his
as
hair
well.
up. Absolutely, we can do that. Yeah.
Okay, we are at the Laugh Olympics teams. If you could make teams Laugh Olympics style using only characters from the Scooby-Doo franchise, what would your teams be? And just to preface, we did give everyone this question ahead of time. 3 teams, 5 members each, and I'll go first. So my first team is called the Mystery Masters, and that team has Fred, Velma, Scrappy, Matches from Ghoul School, and Googie from Reluctant Werewolf.
Nice.
And then I'm not set on the team name for the second one. I currently have Earth, Women, Fire, and Air for
Okay. Okay.
for Thorn, Dusk, Luna, Daphne, and Scooby D.
Nice.
Perfect name.
Yeah, that's great.
And I might get some retaliation on this one, but this one is called the old Flim Flams, with Flim Flam, Scooby, Shaggy, Scooby Dum, and Whoopsie Doo.
That would be cute though. That would be
Yeah,
cute.
that's good.
all right. So my first team is the Scoobs, and it's Scooby, Shaggy, Fred, Vincent Van Gogh, and Gibby Norton. And I chose him because he's super smart, and I feel like they need somebody that's super smart. My second team is the Scoobettes, which is Scooby D, Velma, Daphne, Lisa from Vampire Bats and Scaredy Cats, and Angel Dynamite from Mystery Inc. And my third team is the Villainous Villains, and it's the Black Knight, just because I really like him, the Snow Ghost, Mono Tiki Tia, Dracula, and the dragon from the new Scooby-Doo movie Sandy Duncan episode.
Very nice.
That specific dragon.
Yes, that he's purple. He's perfect.
Okay. So I didn't intentionally set out to make this like a boys versus girls kind of thing. It just kind of happened a little bit. So my first team is called Pretty Spooky. Daphne is the team captain. Scooby D, Miss Grimwood from Ghoul School, Googie, and Sabella, also from Ghoul School, and their little tops would be pink. Then I have the Mystery Mavericks with Vincent Van Gogh as the team captain, Freddie, Yabadoo, Frico from Boo Brothers, that's the leader one, and I wasn't sure if this would be allowed, but technically he is part of the Scoobyverse because of the new Scooby-Doo movies, Gomez Addams. And for my final team, I did do like a bad guy team. So I have the Ghastly Ghouls with Ben Ravencroft as the team captain, Dracula, but specifically Reluctant Werewolf Dracula, has to be him, Professor Pericles, and then Revolta and the Creeper. Not the Creeper, the Grim Creeper. Let me just, Devin's here. Let me just specify that it is the plant.
Yep,
plant
I got it. I
creature.
know now. I know.
Right,
It's been a while.
Not the crusty old bank guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Just
I'm there. I'm
just
with you.
there.
I'm with you.
Okay. My first team is called Pure Chaos. And that would be Weird, Bogle, Flam, Scrappy, and Matches the Dragon.
Wow.
My second team is called Big Personality, and that's Sir Ian Loxley from Loch Ness Monster, Verona Dempsey from What's New Scooby-Doo, Miranda Wright from What's New Scooby-Doo, Lord Randolph from Be Cool Scooby-Doo, and Lester from the Alien Invaders.
Okay.
Which might also be able to be called Pure Chaos, but and my last team is just Shaggy.
Got it. Understood.
He's the world's best athlete.
Yeah.
He's the swingingest gymnast in school.
True.
I have to bring him back after you guys got rid of him. It's just Shaggy.
Okay. So on top of the 3 teams, I also decided that there needed to be 2 commentators to like talk about what's going on the field. And so
That's
for
a
Scooby's All-Star
brilliant
Laugh
idea.
Olympics, we have Jebediah Bravo and Johnny Bravo obviously commentating the Laugh Olympics. Clearly. We're all there.
100%.
Okay, we're understood. So for the first team, okay, I also have some pictures of all the teams, but I'm not going to show them until the end because of spoilers. So first we have the Grease Paint Posse. Okay. So I'll say this. I tried to include a Shaggy and Scooby-esque character in each of my teams, just so you know. Okay. The Grease Paint Posse is the Ghost Clown, the Joker from the new Scooby-Doo movies, the Luna Ghost, Whoopsie-Doo, and Uncle Happy Time, the outfit that Shaggy wears in Nowhere to Hide in the TV for like 5 seconds.
Nice.
So they're all clowns.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the Grease Paint Posse.
Good.
Okay.
Very
So
nice.
that's the first team. Then
Okay.
we have, if you don't know what grease paint is, by the way, it's the makeup that clowns wear. Just wanted to clarify. We have the Full Moon Platoon. Okay. So we have the Wolfman from A Gaggle of Galloping Ghosts. We have Winnie from Ghoul School. We got Daphne when she turns into a werewolf from 13 Ghosts. We have Shaggy from The Reluctant Werewolf. And we have Nasty Doo from a pup named Scooby-Doo.
Nice. Very
There's
nice.
That's the wolf team.
Mhm.
Okay. And then the last team is the Calorie Conglomerate. They're all food-based villains or whatever. So we've got the Burger Monster from a pup named Scooby-Doo. We've got the Cotton Candy Glob from Monsters Unleashed. The Ghost Chef from Be Cool Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo just from the intro and also Fall Play to Funland when he's covered in cotton candy. And Shaggy when he's accidentally dressed as a Technicolor Phantom.
Okay.
And that's the Calorie Conglomerate right there.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh,
And that's my team.
That Shaggy is on each team.
I told you, there's a Shaggy and Scooby-ish kind of character on each team. Shaggy just dresses up different for every team.
Really Shaggy.
He just puts on a different outfit.
It's too bad he's on my team. His team.
He's his own team. That's why he's on
Yeah.
everybody's team.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I'm glad that Alexa talked me into giving you guys that question, because although I do kind of wonder what you would have come up with without knowing the question. I
None
mean,
of
we
that.
wast have gotten Devin's visuals, so
Exactly.
all the
Mine
ones I
probably
figured out.
would have been still as like twisted and stupid. So at least there's that.
Yeah.
Just Shaggy.
And
Okay.
that's not because I couldn't think of another team. That's because I was like,
He deserves it.
yeah,
He is the
just
team.
Shaggy. Sticking with my answer.
If you were going to create an adult Scooby-Doo series, how would you do it?
I would not change anything from Where Are You and just like recreate it so that there's less episodes with politically and racially problematic episodes.
I would
So it's just Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? But like present day better. And with some like I don't want to say like clever like adult humor, because people think like sexual and whatever, but just like one of my favorite joke formats is just like wordplay. So like a lot of like Be Cool Scooby-Doo kind of like wordplay jokes, kind of humor.
Yeah. So I would make them all in their mid to late 20s so that they can be put into adult settings, but there would be no sex, nudity, or drugs. There wouldn't be an origin story because everyone knows that they met when they were kids. So there would be no need for an origin story. So they're just going to pick up with solving mysteries and finding people who disappeared, solving thefts, murders, that kind of thing. So it would definitely have adult overtones, but it wouldn't be like The Sopranos or something like that.
I'll be honest, I never really, I mean, obviously Scooby is for kids, but even when I was a kid watching it, the gang always felt older than what they're intended to be. I kind of feel the same way about Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, where it just, yeah, maybe it was made for kids, but it was done in such a way that it felt very grown up. Like, let's not even use that word adult because people put too many weird connotations to that. So let's just say grown up. So I think I would leave it pretty much the same as Where Are You? But perhaps I could maybe see them working with the police unofficially, where there's like actual, I mean, obviously in Scooby there are actual crimes being committed, but maybe highlight them from the police standpoint of like, this just happened, right? Rather than them just happening upon something, there's actual crimes that the police are investigating, and the Scooby Gang is there to like unofficially stick their noses in and solve the case before the police can. Because yeah, I really, I don't know, that's, I don't really want to see other kinds of situations in Scooby. You know, I just like solve the mystery, nothing else. No relationships, no drama, just solve the mystery. That's, for me, that's what I would enjoy watching. And to me, that translates as being more grown up and an adult. That's kind of the problem I have with modern TV, where they're putting so much emphasis on like the personal lives of all these characters that, to me, maybe they're doing adult things and maybe they're adult situations, but there's like so much drama and emotion involved in it that I'm like, this feels like children, you know, like get up, get to work, forget the rest of it. So that's how I would do it.
Yeah, I also have absolutely no interest in one that would just be adults only. I would say the only thing would be maybe if they showed like the trial part of things and the gang has to go, because then like, you know, you can, that's kind of not really like super kid targeted, just because like kids are like, what, a judge, what? But you know, it'd be kind of cool to see them like follow through and make sure those people don't get away with the scams and everything like that they were trying to get away with.
I like the trial idea, because you could do that kind of like a little bit funny still, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like super serious or anything, you know? I was gonna say like just kind of like Where Are You's like obviously like most people's favorite series. I love the vibe of it. It's absolutely spooky. I'm not saying it's not spooky, but I would just like kind of take that exact same template and just make it like more scary, like a horror movie is scary, like maybe elevate a little bit more. I'm not saying there has to be like murder or like anything crazy. Like it can be the same thing of them like trying to find a guy in a costume, but just a little bit more like I want to be sitting there and like the lights are off and I'm actually scared would be kind of like a more adult way to do it, you know? So I guess that's
like
what I would
jump
do.
Scare territory.
Yeah, just like it'd be like they're actually scared of the monster. They're not like, wow, what's that thing? And they run away. Like I want to see them actually kind of scared.
If the Scooby Gang works with the police, can they have a bat signal-esque Scooby signal?
Yes, absolutely.
It
Heck
could be
yes.
the one that Scott Gerald's put on the cover of the Batman comic. Yeah.
Absolutely. If you could have one item involved in the making of Scooby-Doo, whether that's like a live action prop or an animation cell or what that might be, what would it be? I think mine would be the original pitch board for Where Are You?
Nice.
Can I just have Bob Singer? Like, can he just come and live here? Like, I'll take care of him. Can I just bring him here? Because that would be cool. I want Bob Singer. And if I can't have him, then I guess like an original storyboard for What a Night for a Night.
Okay. I think an original painted background from To Switch a Witch, because that's my favorite episode. And I did actually see one that had been for sale before that was amazing. So yeah, original piece of background art. No, doesn't need any character cells on top of it, just the background painting.
I would like something like an original cell from the Spooky Space Kook, with as much of the gang as I could get, and signed by a lot of the original people, both voices and animators. That would be just
Okay. Tell me if this counts as one thing. Okay, because technically this could be considered one thing. I just want, like, in my backyard, like a shed, but instead of a shed, it's the Coulsonian Monster Museum from Monsters Unleashed, and it's just got all the displays in it. So does that count as one thing? Or
Sure.
like
that museum's really big. I can take a ride to it.
But it's like, it's just one museum, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one thing.
It's a big building. I don't know if it'll fit in your backyard. That's all I'm saying.
I'll get the land for it.
Okay. Yeah, that counts.
Yeah, and I'll open it to the public, obviously. And by the public, I mean just you four. So
Excellent.
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to steal that from the middle of Vancouver.
Yeah, I got it. No worries.
Yeah, okay.
This should be easy. We'll distract everyone in Vancouver and Devin can steal it.
I got it. I'll just put it in the backpack.
You have to make the ultimate Scooby snack for Scooby and Shaggy. What are you making? What does it taste like? What shape is it? And what would you call it?
I would like to make a snack that's like portable, obviously, but contains all of the flavors of like a giant sandwich. And then I think it would be cute if it was like a little like cookie snack that's in the shape of a sandwich. I don't know what I would call it. I'm not good with names. The sandwich snack.
I would make a tiramisu flavored snack because I think Shaggy and Scooby would like it. And also because when I annoy my husband, I can give him some and then he'll be less annoyed with me. They would be human and dog friendly, which is why I'd be giving them to him. And they would be in the shape of Scooby's collar because I don't like the thought of eating anything that's in the shape of the gang. And I would call them Scooby Masu snacks.
Oh, okay. Okay. I feel like I just want to make a giant, delicious submarine or hoagie sandwich that I can just like randomly pull out of my dress. You're like, oh, you're scared? Oh, here's this giant sandwich that I've just been carrying around with me all day long, and it's fine. It's like, it's pristine. It's like I just made it. It's nice and cool, like it's been refrigerated. I mean, maybe what I actually need is like a TARDIS dress where it just looks like a dress, but actually inside there's like a kitchen and a deep freeze and a stove and like a game room. I mean, all kinds of cool stuff where I can just like stash a giant sandwich in it and whip it out whenever. I don't know, what are we gonna call it? I mean, what kind of food? We could call it a tar. Well, no, that's not gonna work. I was gonna say a tar dress, but that's not answering the question. It's just like a just a sandwich. I mean, do we need to call it something other than a sandwich? Hey guys, you want a sandwich? What guy, Devin, tell me what guy is going to say no when a girl's like, do you want a sandwich?
I'd say I'm a feminist and I'll make my own sandwich.
Not around me. You're like, here's a sandwich up your butt. You don't want it. That's fine.
But I would not say no if someone did make me a sandwich and it was just
Okay.
there.
Okay.
I was thinking, it's got to be, despite my disdain for pizza, it's got to be something pizza related for Scooby and Shaggy. And I thought of like a pizza pocket, but not like a small one. You know those balloons where you go and then they blow up like that? And then it's a pizza pocket in the shape of a little dog paw, and it's a pizza paw skit.
Very nice. Mm-hmm.
And it'll warm up too, because I don't know, science is.
See, I wish I had more time to think about this because I was going to say something sandwich related, but then Alexa started talking about sandwiches and I was like, no, I got to change it. And then Wendy started talking about sandwiches and I was like, no, I really got to change it. So now I'm just in the complete opposite direction. And my snack is just going to be making Scooby and Shaggy hate snacks. So it's gonna just be like I'm gonna have like a sandwich. It can be a sandwich, whatever it is. It's in my pocket and it's really small and it's just super hot. So I'm like, they're like, hey, we don't want to do this thing. Can we have a Scooby snack? And then you give them the Scooby snack and it's so hot they never want one again and they'll just do what you ask them to do. And it's called the
Regret.
Tabasco. No, because they don't want it.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about it either. I don't know.
Can you give us your sandwich idea? Maybe that would be a little bit better.
I have no idea. I was honestly gonna say almost exactly what Alexa said. It's just like all the sandwich stuff in a small thing. Like that was the first thing I thought of, and I was like, well, that's exactly what I was gonna say. So I'll just copy off of her paper in class or whatever.
Okay. So we've seen the gang's houses in a few instances, but if you could design their houses or what general kind of area they would live in, what would they look like? Do they all live together? Do only a few of them live together? What does the house look like? What does the scenery look like? Whatever you can think of on the spot. So I think that one of the like haunted houses, mansions that they've visited has gone on the market for sale legally instead of being haunted by a ghost. So then they have fond memories of that place. So they're like, oh my God, we should band together and buy this house or mansion. And so then they all live there together. And they each have like kind of their own like wing because it's like this huge house. And then like obviously like Scooby and Shaggy's wing would be like food related, and like Fred could have his traps, and like Daphne's would be like very like fashionable and elegant, and then Velma would have like this like huge library.
Wow. Okay. So I have like almost exactly the exact same answer as Alexa, and I'm just gonna read my answer that I wrote down because I'm the host and I get to prep my question or answer. I would design them a castle that they can all live in, but it would be big enough that they could have their own wings. Daphne would have a huge walk-in closet for all her clothes and shoes, and a studio where she can practice karate or whatever she wants to do. Velma would have a huge library and office so she can do her research. Fred would have a huge room where he could set up traps, and the garage would be on his side so he can be close to the mystery machine. I think I would have Shaggy and Scooby stay together, and they would have a Scooby snack room where they can eat all the snacks they want, and a place where they can just relax and hang out and watch old movies. There would be one kitchen and dining room so they can all come together to eat meals. So Alexa and I had almost exactly the same idea.
Well, when I think of the Scooby Gang, I don't really see them living in a house, to be honest, and I don't see them living separately either. So I think that we need to like draw on the TARDIS idea again and make the mystery. I mean, the mystery machine kind of already is like a TARDIS. The stuff that just randomly shows up in there, like some episodes, you see the back of the mystery machine and it's empty. There's like literally not even a back seat. It's just empty. And then other times there's a whole freaking working dark room. Okay, there's actually an episode where there's like a scene where they're developing photographs, and I'm assuming that they're in the mystery machine because they're not like at Walmart. So I feel like the mystery machine already can kind of do magical things. So let's just let them be on the road all the time. I don't really like the idea of like an actual trailer that they drag because that doesn't seem as practical. So just the mystery machine, but it's huge inside. And they all just kind of like have their own space, but they're not really doing a lot because they're out solving the mysteries, but they kind of need home to just go with them wherever they go. But really, what are they using it for? Driving and sleeping. And that's kind of it. So I don't see it being anything too fancy, just like comfortable enough for them to go around to all the places that they go, stop all the bad guys, you know, and they don't have to worry about like going home because they're just dragging home with them. I think that would be practical for them.
Like an RV painted like the mystery machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I want them to have like a little cul-de-sac. So they each have separate houses for their personality, but they are like separate houses. So I feel like Daphne would have one of those like cute pop art little houses with like the really bright colors and really funky style and everything like that. I got Vilma in like a cute little cozy cottage that has like that, all the bookcases and like a lot of plants and stuff like that. I don't know why that speaks to me for Vilma, but that's what came to mind. I feel like Fred would have like a more modern home so that he's got like the cool tech that he wants to try. Obviously a very nice garage for the mystery machine and working on it and keeping it clean. And then I got Scooby and Shaggy together in my mind, of course. And I really feel like their house would just be like pretty normal, not too big, but obviously a fully decked out kitchen with all the fancy fridges that you can't really see, but then there's like 6 of them. Lots of mostly kitchen.
See, okay, so I also had the idea of like the mansion castle thing, and then I was also like, what makes the most sense is also the mystery machine, like Wendy said, and I love the idea of it just being like absolutely huge inside. And I also kind of thought that a tree house seemed like their kind of thing as well. So my thought is just like combining the two, is that they drive all over the world or whatever, but they just, hear me out on this, it works, okay? Just don't question the logic, it's a cartoon. Fred just drives that mystery machine straight up the side of a tree and they just park it right at the top like a tree house. And it just has all these things that like come out of the mystery machine, like all these like extendo things that make like big rooms, like a big camper type of thing would. And they all have like, there's like the kitchen and they all have their rooms and their stuff or whatever. But Fred just sleeps right in the driver's spot, holding onto the steering wheel the entire time. And then the next morning, he's like, all right, gang, let's go. And then he just drives straight down the other side of the tree.
I like it.
I'd watch it.
Yeah.
All right, this is our final question. If you could make a spin-off series based on any side character, who would it be?
I'm gonna bring it full circle to my opening answer and say Scooby-Doo.
I'm going Scooby-Dee because I think it would be fun to develop her character, and Scooby and Scooby-Dum would be able to guest star quite often. So I would still be able to see them.
Oh boy. I mean, could we do a spin-off at Lisa's hotel where Lisa's the star and I don't know what's going on. Like weird, she hosts weird. I mean, there was an Undertaker's convention and they were displaying caskets like at a hotel on an island that you needed a boat to get to. You know what I mean? Like that's so random and weird, but I love it. I feel like there's potential there for like spooky things to be happening. So it would be kind of like I guess she'd sort of be like a Nancy Drew-ish type character, but everything happens at the hotel, just these crazy supernatural weirdo things. And I love Lisa. I feel like I would watch that show. I would watch it.
Scrappy and Flim Flam. Enough said.
I won't be watching that.
More for me.
I'm in.
Okay, mine isn't exactly a spin-off necessarily, as it's more like, okay, I have 2 ideas and they're almost not series, they're just like maybe a movie for each of these ideas, and they're not like a spin-off, but it's like something that happened like in between something else type of thing, you know what I mean? So I want to see, like, from the first live action movie, I want to see the gang a little bit younger, and then Scrappy gets like kicked out of the van, and I want to see his entire like journey of from getting kicked out of the van to becoming Emil Montevarius and like the end of the first movie. Like, I want to see like what he did to take over the island within that time period. And the other one is Scooby-Doo and Cyber Chase. I was gonna say Eric, like, because he like knew everything about the gang and like all their mysteries and stuff, and like, was he just like listening to them tell stories and that's how he knew about all of it, or like what was like the deal? Like, I want to like know his like past relationship with the gang before all of that as well, and maybe some in the future afterwards too, because like they were supposedly super good friends and he knew all the stuff about them, and then that movie happens and then they never have spoken again. Sounds suspicious. He wanted to make some quick bucks on that video game.
Well, you guys are way better at this than me because, like I said, I get to figure out my answers and you guys don't even know the questions up front. And you guys come up with some amazing ideas and I love them. So Warner Brothers, if you need ideas, just watch the table topics and you will find many, many great ideas.
And they're all yours, but you still have to pay us.
At least give us credit. That's it. Just give us credit.
But we will accept merchandise as payment.
And cash.
They can afford that. Devin doesn't take check. It's gotta be cash.
If it's not a briefcase full of cash, I don't want it.
Scooby-Doo branded.
That's the only way. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
As long as it's not Confederate money, it's fine.
It's exactly.
Oh, all right, we're gonna wrap up. Before we do, let everyone know where they can find you on social media, and Alexa, we'll start with you.
You can find me on Twitter at UnmaskedSD, on Instagram at UnmaskedSD Podcast, and you can listen to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts.
Wendy?
You can come watch me paint and make cool Scooby things on Instagram. I'm at Wendy Bridge, or on Twitter, I'm Wendy Loves Jesus, and my blog is wendylovesjesus.wordpress.com.
Danny?
You can find me on Twitter at DANII Cass, and Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at World Record Collector, and my collector's course at worldrecordcollector.com.
Devin?
You can find me on all the social media sites, but I'm mainly on Instagram. That if you want to talk to me, check out my art, talk to me about Scooby-Doo, talk to me about anything. I'm there to chat, and you can find me at awesome__thanks.
And you can find all my links at ScoobyAddicts.com. Thank you for joining us for another Scooby panel. Thank you for tuning in to another Scooby panel. I'm Nikki Blake from ScoobyAddicts.com. If you like these panels, please subscribe to my channel for more great discussions. A huge shout out to our patrons, Julie Rosen, Ross from ScoobyFan.net, Tagus, and Elizabeth Maloney. If you would like to support the Scooby panel, please go to patreon.com/ScoobyAddicts. A very special thank you to Alexa LAWLOR from the Unmasked History of Scooby-Doo podcast, artist, blogger, and Scooby collector Wendy BRYDGE, Scooby fan and record holder DANII MEGER, and miniature artist Devin Smith. Scooby Panel is available in podcast form on most podcast platforms or as a web series on YouTube. You can find Scooby Panel on Instagram, Facebook, and X as @ScoobyPanel. Scooby and Shaggy were voiced by Scott Innes. Check out Scott's website, onescottshop.com. Scooby Addicts artwork by Will Davenport. Video editing by Nikki Blake. Music composed and performed by Bovine Nightmares. Please join us next time for another Scooby panel.